So we're going to solve this rational equation by cross multiplying. So we're going to cross over and multiply 2 and then the 3x to the third minus 2x squared minus 5. And that's equal to, we're going to cross over and multiply the 5 with the x to the third minus 2. So cross multiplying clears the fraction. Now we're just going to distribute a 2 to all three terms. Okay, so 2 times 3x squared is 2 times 3x to the third is 6x to the third. 2 times negative 2x squared is negative 4x squared. And 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. And that's equal to, let's distribute the 5 to both terms. 5 times x to the third is 5x to the third. And 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. Now we need to get all the terms on one side. So I'm going to move the terms to the left side. So I need to subtract 5x to the third and add 10. I'm trying to move both of those at the same time. So if I do that to the right-hand side, I have to do the exact same to the left-hand side. So subtract 5x to the third and then add 10. And notice I put the minus 5x to the third underneath the 6x to the third because those are like terms. And then I put the 10 underneath the negative 10 because, again, those are like terms. So 6x to the third minus 5x to the third is just 1x to the third. Then I have a negative 4x squared, and negative 10 plus 10 is a 0 pair. So there is no constant. On the right-hand side, that gave us 0. So in order to solve this, I can factor this left-hand side by GCF. They both share x squared. And what's left inside? I would have x minus 4. Now I can apply the zero product property, which says if you're multiplying these together and your answer is 0, then one of those has to be 0. So either x squared is equal to 0 or x minus 4 is equal to 0. And I solve each of these. So take the square to both sides. So x is plus or minus 0, which is just 0. Add 4 to both sides, and I get x is equal to 4. So x equals 0, x equals 4. Let's take a look if we have any extraneous solutions. So again, it's an extraneous solution if you plug in that solution and your denominator is 0 because you can't divide by 0. So let's take a look and make sure that none of my denominators would be a 0. So let's start with the solution x equals 0. So if I plug in 0, this would turn this first term into a 0. It would turn the second term into a 0, so you would just be left with negative 5, which is fine because the denominator can be a negative 5, it just can't be a 0. And if I plug in 0 here, the first term would just be 0, and so I would have a negative 2 there. And again, my denominator can be negative 2 as long as it's not 0. So 0 works. Checking a 4. So let's plug in a 4 here. So 3 times 4 to the third minus 2 times 4 squared minus 5. So my first term here, I need to apply the exponents first. So 4 to the third is 64 times 3 is 192. So now I need to do 4 squared, which is 16. And 16 times negative 2 is negative 32. And then I have a minus 5. So if I combine these or subtract them, I do not get a 0. I get 155, so we're good there. Now let's plug in a 4 in for x here. So that would be 4 to the third minus 2. I already know that this will not give me a 0, right? 64 minus 2. So 4 is also a solution, so the two solutions would be 0 and 4.